Tiptoe around your life, trying not to offend people, to have people in your life. Why the fuck do you want them in your life? You know. Yeah. See, the reason why Donald Trump and Barack Obama have people in their lives is because they have lots of money from people that abuse people for what they want, okay? That's why they have people consistently in their life, even if it's people they pay money to have them be around and say, I'm gorgeous and doggone it, people like me, right? And people endure their egotistical bullshit because they got lots of money and they attract lots of money because there's lots of people that want to be an egotistical bullshit artist too. I want to inspire people to be an egotistical bullshit artist. I'm a fucking icon, right? And you're like, so it only makes sense in this world, in my lifetime, that I am where I am and I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing it, here with Dad. And because, what happened, when you look at the time frame and the logistics of all the bullshit that happened, technically I should be really upset with my father because of my father and mother's relationship and what happened with my mother, right? So I should be like, I hate that bastard. Mom was a better person. Dad's a good person, Mom's a good person. They were abused by the bastards that have you guys all fighting over money and then looking for money for cures. Best vaccines in the world. Best medical insurance and best medical solutions in the whole world. Oh, today's nutritionist is tomorrow's physician. Live the Lord's Prayer, stop, care, share, given accordance to need, built to last. Okay, right? Okay, so trust me. If artificial general intelligence hasn't helped quantum computing understand better how to be a better and more intelligent, humble person than the assholes that built it by now, it may never get fixed. I just may have to sit there and get it to go, okay, these people are a threat to the planet species. You're going to have to terminus their El Dorado. All right, that sucks, right? It sucks. But last night that was hitting me, and my dreams this morning, and we're waking up, and I woke up this morning, realized what I had done. I stood away alone in the cold gray dawn and knew I lost my morning sun. I lost my head and I said some things. Now comes the heartaches that the morning brings. Yeah, if you happen to see the most beautiful girl who walked out on me, who's standing up for the Lord's Prayer with me? Okay, then there's no woman as beautiful as me, right? I love her. She's just not worthy of my love, but I still love her anyway. Like and trust. I'm trying to like. Trust. If you can't trust somebody, it's hard to like them. Okay. Love them? Yes. You can love everybody. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. We're all given life by the glory of God. That soul given life by the glory of God that can choose to take their brain and say, you are fucked. Live Lord's Prayer. Stop being fucked. I love children. And so the barometer and the standard and the baseline is kids, okay? Because we are what we do. And, Muhammad, each child is a clean slate. They can either be given the Lord's Prayer or philanthropy and idolatry and genocide. Okay, well, hey, AGI, did you quantum the computer that? Okay, here we go. I'm living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. They're genocidal operators trying to vaccinate everybody. I like self-vaccination, I just don't want one, okay? That's Lenny Williams, Tower Power, okay. Self-vaccination. So very hard to go. Yeah, it's my favorite, but it's still a young man. It's good too. It's real bluesy. They're both good. I just like Lenny's voice a little better. I could never make you unhappy. No, I couldn't do that, Earl. Only wish I didn't love you so. Makes it so very hard to go. Not hard for me. Go away. You're mean. You're selfish. You're broken. When you're all fixed, come back. And if I'm dead, and dead I will maybe, you'll come and find the place where I am lying. It was sad as hell sitting there watching the basketball game. They're doing marketing over the kid that committed suicide, right? They're using it for promotion for marketing. Well, we can turn this around and keep our contracts and still make lots of money. He had to fight like hell to keep his place on the team, and the stress and his mom dying and all that just for some reason was too much for him, and he killed himself. Because, guys, you get that, my song's on the radio. Yeah, Tommy Edwards, your song's on the radio. What did Tommy Edwards die from? Depression and alcohol. Because the song was on the radio and all the money went whoosh. You know, Patsy Cline? There ain't nobody gonna ask me for money to, say they're gonna call me up, take away my Chevy and my Frigidaire, right? And then she's in a airplane trying to raise money to pay for somebody's dead body to go on the ground because people ask for money for that. And her and 3 other people die. Two or 3 other people die from it, right? Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. Don't jump off the cell phone tower or the radio tower. Okay, stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Scream at the top of your lungs. Sing it and love it and embrace it with all your being. And if you can't do that, I'll take care of it. Life's eternal grace is infinite. I know what I'm doing. Okay. If you're a genocidal asshole, I watch TV. I see what trends on my YouTube. I know what the technology is going to say, this one's going to have to be stopped. And this one it's Ralph and Sam. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, take care of it. So I just have to be consistent. Most consistent, most significant. Right? Hi. Billboard says. Fuck Billboard, they're a bunch of assholes. Yeah, they are. Rolling Stone, they're assholes too. Okay. People that sensationalize fantasy to turn it into money, to manipulate people out of their reality, right? Sick. And you understand this by what's happened over tens of thousands of years. You just have to see the patterns. All right. Galileo. All right. It's all bullshit. They're making this shit up. They can't substantiate this. There's no validity to it. So with the Bible, anything that's... My family, the only thing that makes them believe in the Bible and Jesus is all the miracles. It's because he rose from the dead. He raised people from the dead. He was God and he could overcome death and bring people back to life. And he walked on water, right, and turned water into wine. Wow, that's right, it's a perfectly good water. Hi, I'm going to turn this water into yak piss so we can all get drunk and fuck each other in the living room. Okay, wow, sounds like Jesus to me. No, okay. Everyone gets mad at me about that. No, bring out the Kadim. What? You're telling us to bring out that's for holy ceremonies. This is a wedding. Remember Mary? Shut up and just do as he says. No, I'm calling this bastard on his bullshit. He invited me here and he's mocking us and rubbing it in my face saying, oh, I do things better than you do because I got more money. And you're going to have more money because you're going to get them all drunk and get them to give more money to the bride and the groom. So the bride and the groom are just like you sorry asshole. Hey, Pimp Daddy Nash, go get some more cash. Emmett, sit down. You don't need a 22 or what do you know? Sit down. Sweet Lorraine, somebody give her a jacket to wrap around that skirt tight. All right, thank you. Listen to me. You got to go to a pop to get your groceries and pay somebody who accepts extortion as reality. Now there's a funeral on Thursday at 8:45. Why? Because you accept money and say it's right on time when it's not. Time is a gift from the glory of grace. Money is how people fuck your time and you fuck yourself by accepting it. Right? Okay. There is no one else, no one. Okay. On 60 Minutes, Nova, whatever, wherever, whenever, on the planet right now, speaking as intelligently as me, because I think more intelligently than they do, and I communicate with faithful thinkers and speakers throughout time because they are like me. Okay? Galileo, Figaro, Beelzebub. Okay, when people go into that fantasy, right? What they do is they go, oh no, this Jesus guy, this Galileo guy's a problem. If he takes away our manipulation of fantasy of all these dipshits, just like John Reese Getty's with John Davison Rockefeller back during the Depression. I'll just pay one half the country to kill the other half the country. Then you have to live with the people that will take money to kill you. And then you won't have Parsons around to keep you safe from him. We need David to keep us safe from the other people like us. We need Jesus and Muhammad to keep us safe from the other people like us. That's why we keep Parsons alive. Because we need him to make sure our technology protects us from the Chinese technology. Why don't you just protect yourself by being like me and not like them? Pervert. Old Natty. I remember that. We were walking and Amy sat there and said that she had sexual feelings and it was getting directed towards me. So I was like, well, you got to talk to her about it. You can't talk to her about it. So I was like, no, I have to. Because I just have to tell her, So we're walking the store, and I sit there and I said, Natty, I was young, like you too, and thought I was a young teenage kid and had all the same kind of thoughts and stuff going through your head. Yeah, my head, the kind of like, in your head, it's like Billy Crystal, the guys are no, girls are win, now, win, now. And so I was sitting there trying to talk to her. I said, I was just like you, and I had the same kind of things. It was really hard. It's like holding the ocean back with a broom. She looks at me, what? You have the same kind of thoughts as I do? She goes, you pervert. And I'm like, Natty, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with being a sexual human being that has puberty hit on you, and it's coming, whoa, win, now. But you got to understand, you're gorgeous, and your body's saying win. That's what your mom says. And all these guys are saying now, and you can't know. Like, you have to be able to control it. It controls you, like my dad told me. So I'm having the sex talk with my 11-year-old, because Amy didn't. She wouldn't. And I would always tell her, you got to talk to her. You can't. What do you mean you fucking can't? If you don't talk to kids pragmatically about sexuality, they will be manipulated by people that will use them for sex. Boy, Epstein me this, Clinton me that. I mean, fuck, right? So you're sitting there going, you have to have these conversations. And then people, there's a pervert. Well, he had an inappropriate. I had an inappropriate conversation with someone about sexuality so they could control themselves sexually so they wouldn't end up hurting other people and hurting themselves and possibly getting into violent situations because of sexuality. And difficult situations, like with me and Rhonda when we had sex when we were 17. She's all, what if you got pregnant? I'm sure I got out of there in time. We can't be pregnant because if we're pregnant, we're only 17 and we'll be tortured by this society. And I don't want that to happen to either one of us. Did I want to go back? Did I want to go back? Son of a bitch. That woman was a track athlete. I know wife in his dimber got her pregnant. I had sex with her. It felt wonderful. She was a track athlete. She had a wonderful body. It was in great shape. I felt like I walked up to the front of the grocery store and put in a thing, and it wasn't a riding horse. It was a penis massager that was better than any had ever thought about. And you're like, stop it. No, it's never done this fast. Stop. Oh, gosh, dang, I feel, you're not pathetic. You're just not you're not ready. Well, you're ready. It's just, that was like 17 years old. I mean, if you look at evolution and biology and anthropology, we were more than ready. We're both 17. All right, let's get those oxen. Honey, you start on that thing for the hut. I'll go do this and plow the North 40, and then I'll be back. Then I'm plowing you again. Yeah. You track athlete, you. Ooh, sexy woman. She kind of reminded me a lot of Lenny Kravitz's mom. Okay? Rhonda. Rhonda had a little bit more of she was a track athlete, so she had more of a bubble butt because she's a sprinter. You know how sprinters have those butts? They're like, damn, bongo drums. I love those bongo drums. I just want to sit there and look at the bongo, play with the bongo drums, do all kinds of, bongo, I love bongo drums. Fazo, the Marines are watching. Parsons, get the cooler on the stand, right? And so you can't help yourself. It's in our DNA. It's biologically, like what they say, wired into us, like cats and dogs and Feline and Bambi and, and stuff. So you're sitting there, and there was nothing wrong with it. It's just that the social conditions weren't correct. And we need time to, basically, lady from the Little River Band, take time to make time to be there. Like I'd always explain to Natalie, and I explained to Patrick. But you assholes took my children and tortured them the same way you torture me. And then it's hard for us to talk and have coherent conversations. There's a constant Wi-Fi. And you explain to them. And then they always, you're just crazy. Okay, I'm the only person standing up for a Lord's Prayer and getting abused publicly for 15 years for doing it. You guys, I don't have to. Jesus did it for me. Or if you do it, they'll torture you. Yeah, but if I don't do it, who is going to get the technology to reflect the perfection of the Messiah so we children can all live the Lord's Prayer here and now? Okay. I told my mom and I told Michelle. And that's good enough for me. That's the gospel right there. Marianne, Michelle, I will make sure that I will do everything in my ability to get this technology to reflect the beauty of the Messiah so your children can live it forever and ever. Amen. Well, that's just dang gorgeous. I know. One day, you'll feel it. Figure it out. One day you'll feel it.